presenter is Dr. Bhartika Biswaswani.
Very good evening. The topic of my presentation is laryngeal pleomorphic rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a very rare entity to be seen in daily assessment in a head and neck oncology OPD. So, as I said, it accounts for about up to 1% of laryngeal malignancies, and it may simulate, the importance is that it may simulate other laryngeal neoplasms. It can be benign as well as malignant. So, a high index of suspicion with histopathological evaluation plays a very important role in correctly evaluating these patients. Till date, only 22 cases of laryngeal pleomorphic rhabdomyosarcoma have been reported. So here goes the case. So he was a 68-year-old male who had presented in his hometown to in the emergency setting to a local hospital with complaint of difficulty in breathing. There he underwent emergency tracheostomy and a biopsy was done from the laryngeal mass. This biopsy came out to be benign in his hometown. Thereafter, he was referred to our hospital, which is a tertiary care center in Gurgaon. Here again, a microlaryngeal biopsy was done and the biopsy report came out to be benign again. That is, it was actin focally positive, Vimentin positive with Ki67 less than 1%. So it was suggestive of a benign mesenchymal neoplasm. He was again advised to go for a CT scan in spite of the benign histopathology because of his symptoms, which were progressing. So these are the CT scan images which are showing that there is a soft tissue enhancing mass lesion of about 4.2 into 4.7 centimeters in the left hemilarynx, and as you can see, it is extending from the left aryepiglottic fold to 7 mm infraglottic, and laterally it is involving the left piriform fossa, and medially it is impinging into the right wall of the larynx. Following which he was advised for a surgery in view of the nature of the disease, which was huge, but the patient denied any kind of surgery. And then after 4 months, he returned to our emergency with complaint of profuse bleeding per orally. So we examined the patient and we found that the hemoglobin was less than 6, and hence we planned him for an emergency total laryngectomy. So this was the lesion intraoperatively. We saw an actively bleeding dark proliferative multilobulated mass of about 6 into 6 centimeters, which was obscuring the lumen of the larynx completely, and it was reaching up to the base of the epiglottis. The aryepiglottic fold was involved. However, the piriform sinuses were seen to be spared. When the final histopathology of this patient came, it turned out to be malignant in spite of twice benign biopsies that we had done previously. So, since the lesion was malignant, this is the histopathological slide that you can see. It shows loosely and haphazardly arranged pleomorphic cells with 20% necrosis. In the final histopathology report, all the margins were seen to be negative. So when the surgery was done uneventfully, and in the follow-up, a PET CT was done in view of the malignant nature of the lesion, and it was seen that the disease had already metastasized to the lung and other soft tissues of the body. And hence, in view of the metastatic nature of the disease, he was advised for chemotherapy. But the patient again lost to follow. So coming to the discussion, most of these cases are locally aggressive, but a high index of suspicion should be maintained in these patients because even being a malignant lesion, they can masquerade or they can look like benign neoplasms. And since they are presenting at such a late stage, it can lead to life-threatening upper airway obstruction, and it can also lead to life-threatening bleeding, as we had seen in this particular patient. In view of the management, there is, because of only 22 cases reported till now, there's paucity of data and there are no standard guidelines for the management of these patients. However, surgical treatment is the rule of thumb, and followed by plus minus radiotherapy if margins are positive. The course, the disease-free survival of these patients is yet not known, and we are still waiting for this patient to come back. and to follow up to us. And in the end, I would like to conclude that such a huge laryngeal mass, even after giving a benign biopsy, one should always consider to go for repeated biopsy either, or go for surgery, because we cannot rule out malignancies in these patients. Thank you.